I trusted you, and you turn around and break my heart.
Most viewers think Khloe broke up with Connor because of the pregnancy scare. Easy explanation, clean, convenient. But if you look closely, really closely, the breakup feels way too sudden, too sharp, and too emotionally loaded for that to be the only reason. There's a much juicier theory hiding in plain sight. Khloe didn't leave Connor because of the scare. She left because there was someone else in the background the entire time. Not necessarily cheating.
My other boyfriend's mom loves me.
Funny.
Not a secret romance. Not a dramatic affair. More like this. There was another person who already had a stronger emotional grip on her than Connor ever did. Someone we were never meant to notice. Let's break it down. 1. Khloe was never truly available, not emotionally. One of the first breadcrumbs appears in Goddess of the Music Store. Khloe is charming, warm, and funny, but also strangely guarded. She gives compliments easily, but she doesn't receive them well. She flirts, but never deeply. She lets Connor talk, but rarely opens up herself. All of this tells us one thing. She wasn't fully present. People who are emotionally all in show vulnerability. Khloe never does. It's the behavior of someone whose heart is partially somewhere else. Maybe an old relationship she still isn't over. A person she liked but never dated. A coworker she secretly had a soft spot for. Someone from her past she thought might return. Connor wasn't her plan A, he was her detour. And detours always end. 2. The pregnancy scare didn't create the break. It accelerated it. When the pregnancy scare happened, Khloe reacted with total panic, not just fear. Not, oh no, I'm not ready for this. More like, this wasn't supposed to happen with him. That level of panic feels less like, I'm not ready for motherhood. And more like, this wasn't the future I wanted. Not with this person. If there was even a small part of Khloe still attached to someone else, then suddenly being tied to Connor, permanently, would feel like a betrayal of her own heart. The scare didn't cause the breakup. It forced her to stop pretending she was someone she wasn't. 3. Khloe never understood Connor's world because she belonged to someone who did this is one of the biggest clues. Connor lives at home, makes music, drums in his room, is anxious, is awkward, is a creative soul trying to find himself. Khloe never connected to that. Actually, she found it confusing. She didn't understand his jokes. She didn't connect with his odd charm. She didn't get his passion for music. She didn't understand his laid-back attitude. And yet, she was attracted to him at first. Why? Because he wasn't the person she actually wanted. People rebound into opposites. If her other person was stable, confident, older, and structured, Connor would be the perfect escape. But escapes only last until reality returns. 4. The post-breakup spiral tells us everything after Khloe leaves, what happens. Connor falls apart. Deeply, openly, painfully. He can't sleep, feels lost, feels unimportant, questions his identity, doubts his worth. That's not ordinary heartbreak. That's heartbreak from someone who was giving 100%. Now compare it to Khloe. Does she spiral? No. Does she cry? No. Does she show regret? No. Does she contact him? No. Does she try to explain? No. She disappears. People who leave because they're confused linger. People who leave because they still love you hesitate. People who leave because they feel guilty reach out. But people who leave because their heart is already invested elsewhere, they go silent. Immediately. Exactly the way Khloe did. 5. Khloe leaving triggered Connor's biggest awakening yet. And that's not a coincidence. Here's where the theory gets emotional. Khloe leaving didn't just hurt Connor. It cracked something open inside him. Look at what happens next. He pours his soul into music. He records a new song. He sends his work to Dr. Demento. The legendary man actually listens. Connor begins to discover who he really is. Pain forced growth. Her absence became fuel. That doesn't happen unless the relationship was holding him back. And sometimes people leave because they know, consciously or unconsciously, that staying would prevent someone from becoming who they need to be. Maybe Khloe knew that. Maybe she felt it. Maybe she sensed that Connor's story was bigger than her. Breakups aren't always about who was wrong. Sometimes they're about who needs to transform. 6. So who was the other person? This theory doesn't claim Khloe was cheating. The other person might not even be someone she was dating. The other person could be a past love, an unresolved crush, someone who moved away, someone she still hoped would return, someone she compared Connor to, or simply the life she imagined for herself. One Connor didn't fit. What matters is this: her heart wasn't fully Connor's, meaning the breakup was inevitable long before the scare. The scare only flipped the switch.